A lot of us believe that we have what it takes to be a successful leader because honestly, irrespective of the position that we hold in the real world, we are leaders for our personal selves. We lead our own selves, hence, we are all leaders. And we all believe we have what it takes to lead. But leadership is done with passion and determination beyond position. So, do we really have what it takes to lead with passion and determination? Well, we're going to find out today when I'm going to talk about the few things you need to keep in mind when you're leading to be successful, when you're leading to be a successful leader, and ensure that whatever you seek to achieve via leadership is successful. So, the first thing that a leader should keep in mind is that a leader needs to radiate positivity. A leader needs to have a positive mindset. Because remember, if a leader is negative, the followers, or let's say the people who are in the crew of a leader, they'll not be able to be motivated. They'll not really see the brighter picture. They'll not see the positive side or the bright side of the whole thing. And if a leader is not positive, well, the entire strategy could fall apart. So the first thing is, if you really want to be a successful leader, is you ought to be positive. You ought to have a positive mindset, and you ought to remember that there should be a willingness to succeed. With the positive mindset comes a willingness to succeed. So ensure that there is a willingness to succeed. And like I said, lead with passion before leading with position. Very important point. The very next thing, if you want to ensure that you will be a successful leader, is that you need to have a proactive attitude. Leaders have a proactive attitude. What do I mean by having a proactive attitude? It means that they do what's on priority first and they do the rest of it later. So I'm going to take an example over here. Now imagine if I am working at a restaurant and let's say I mess up, right? Some customer is not happy with my service. And if the customer goes and reports to my boss that, look, I'm not happy with your service, so and so waiter or so and so person of your restaurant really disappointed me today. So what is my boss going to do if he's really proactive? He's going to wait till the end of the day. He's going to ensure that he sees how things go out. And by the end of the day, he's going to approach me and he's going to correct me or rectify what went wrong and ensure that these things don't happen again. So he's been proactive here by not, bringing me into his office in the midst of work and telling me what to do and what not to do. He's putting priority first. Let work get done, then I'll talk to him. So a leader should be proactive for things to flow out successfully. A third very important point is that a leader always delegates all of the work. A real leader never really does the work. He gets the work done because there are a lot of tasks to be performed in an organization. And if a leader sits and does all the tasks, then well, what is the team for technically? Why do we have a team if the leader has to do every single thing? So a successful leader always delegates all the tasks so that he can focus on bigger or more important tasks that need his attention. So a leader, like I said, always delegates his or her tasks. Very important point once again. The next very important point is that a leader is approachable. If you believe you have what it takes to be a leader, you have to be approachable, because if you shouldn't be a person that if I look at you, I'm scared. Oh my God, how do I approach this person? If anyone has a fear of approaching you due to any aspect of your personality, it just means that there is something lacking in your approachability. There is something lacking in your personality because of which I fear approaching you, because of someone fears approaching you. So you got to ensure that you are approachable, that you have an open door policy. People can talk to you whenever they want. People can talk freely to you without having any fear, and ensuring that they feel light after talking to you. So always remember, be a person who is approachable if you want to be a successful leader, right? The very next important thing is that the leaders do what is expected of the others. The leaders do what is expected of the others. By that I mean a leader always leads by example. If I am a leader, if I tell my team to perform a task in this particular way, and I myself do the opposite, then well, I am being contradictory and I'm not leading by example. That makes me a failure as a leader. So if you want to succeed as a leader, ensure that you lead by example. Ensure that you set a benchmark beyond which they need to rise, a benchmark that they need to hit so that everything goes as per the plan. So ensure that you lead by example if you want to be a successful leader. The very next important point is that a leader is always accountable. What do I mean by accountability? A leader is always responsible. A leader is always dependable. A leader ensures that he takes it for the entire team on his or her own shoulders. So ensure that if you want to make a successful leader out of yourself, learn to be accountable, learn to be responsible, learn to have some credibility. Credibility is something that is lacking in most of the leaders today. They say something, they do exactly the opposite. Most of the corporates, the leaders lack credibility, they lack responsibility. So ensure that if you want to make a good leader, ensure that you are credible, you are responsible, that is, you are accountable. And of course, last but not the least, is that ensure that if you want to be a successful leader, be decisive. A leader has to take many important decisions for the success of a team, for the success of an organization. And if you want to ensure that you are a successful leader, you ought to take the right decisions at the right time, at the right place, ensuring everyone's interests are achieved and ensuring that your own interest is also achieved, which is the organization's interest. Everything ought to be achieved. Only then will you be a successful leader. Only then will your team successfully be led to the right place. Remember, a bad leader can lead a team of wolves, but a good leader can lead a team of dogs and still win over a team of wolves. That just shows that it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter who your team is. All that matters is what is your leadership strategy. Are you going to successfully lead them? You can successfully lead a poor group versus a strong group can be led miserably by a failed leader. You ought to decide who you want to be. So, if today's video has added value to your life, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and make sure you lead yourselves courageously and lead yourself with passion before leading by position. I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.